Today we're going to talk about the demonstrations of attack path predictions. Last time we discussed what is attack path predictions in my YouTube channel video. This video is more focused on practically to identify the attack path. So it's very simple. What you need to do, you need to navigate to the CRAM modules, and then you would click on attack path predictions to open the attack path predictions. So this attack path prediction is actually uh, analyzed with the help of the data that is gathered from the third party, from XDR, from the logs, from the telemetry data, and then we put it generative AI, which is a powerful AI platform that is enhanced, correlate, analyzed this all attack path. So this attack path is not a real attack, but what is trying to show here is the possibility of the attacks, how the attacker having the higher severity number can exploit these machines on these attacks, right? So what we're going to do in this video, we will check it out. There's few examples to understand how the attack path will work. So this is the data that the attack path have it, and you can see the attacker could exploit this machine or this server from the internet, and this is have the high critical. So its number is 96, high risk. The second could be 85, 84 and 79. So this is the highest to the lowest ranking. Imagine I'm talking about this example. So when I click it, I will know that what is attack path and how this vulnerability has been exploited through the existing vulnerabilities. What is the score? What is first detected and when it will be last detected? What is the name of this server? The description, what are the remediation steps, because there are so many vulnerabilities inside the machine. So these are the vulnerabilities details and the remediation steps you have to take it, okay, in order to protect from the attacks, potential attack. Now you can see the entry points. What are those entry points are available? There are some machines and the VPC gateways. This showing the multiple possible attack paths. Like for here, if you can see, there's a highest number 54 possible paths are there. You can change the status, is in progress, you are investigating it, you already remediated, you dismissed it, you accepted the risk, or system has been remediated. So based on the status, you can have this information. So if you want to have more detail about this assets, what you're gonna do, you know the path, but you don't know what assets and what are those vulnerabilities. So what you're gonna do, you can right click on it. You can have these more details in the asset, okay, but if you have the agent installed on the machine, you can do isolation, you can do remediation actions immediately. You can isolate it, then you can virtually patch it, or you can do the patching, or you can block the vulnerability, you can make the rules stronger. Whatever you want to do, you can do it from there, okay. But the as a first line of actions, you can do response, which is isolation, okay. You can run the custom scripts as well. Instead of the isolations, what I'm gonna do, I can need to check like what is the asset profile and what are the vulnerabilities that are associated with these machines. I want to know some more information about this server. So I check this asset profile is showing me the risk assessments, the risk scores, which is the highest risk scores, based on what parameters, account compromise, vulnerability, activity. Based on all these parameters, we calculated the risk. If you remember in my previous video, the risk is equal to the likelihood versus impacts. So that's how you are calculating the attack risk scores. And the risk index is showing you what are the vulnerabilities you have it, okay, and vulnerability detail with the CVE numbers, which platform is been detected, what are the remediation steps. You can remediate it either through virtual patching through our deep security solution, or the tipping point, which is the next generation IPS, or you can patch it. So more details you have it on this vulnerability details. And who detected it? This is detected by our endpoint sensor. This vulnerability on the server, what is the detection date and time, and what you're gonna do. So you can open the case or you can add to the case. So you can open the case and you can follow up with the team. You can assign to the employee or the SOC team, and the SOC team has to fix this vulnerability. There are other tabs you can check the asset risk graphs. It will show you the relations between your assets to the gateway, to the administrators, to the IPs, to the servers. So for example, this machine also connect with another 4 machines, right? Here, this machine has having a user named administrators, correct? And this machine has connected to this public IP addresses. So you can say, like, if this machine is compromised or attacked, it can have impact on the other machines as well, right? And it's routing traffic to this IP addresses. You can take the actions from here as well. You can isolate endpoint, you can run the remote shell command, you can run the remote custom scripts, and so on. You can see, like, these machines having connectivity with the cloud applications. So what are those cloud applications is accessing by these machines, right? You can see what are the local application has been installed. So application discovery module, it will help you to understand, like, what are the application has been installed and what are those are allowed. Who is the user who is accessing those machines? So it's the administrator users. What are the open ports if it's available, and the policies, what is the policy, security policy you applied, what are the modules has been enabled and disabled on this machine. So that kind of information it will tell you about this from this detail. You can, as I mentioned, you can remediate it. You can click on vulnerability ID if you want to have more information about the vulnerabilities. So it will tell you the CVSS scores. It will tell you how you can mitigate it, what rule number will be protect you from this vulnerability. Okay, so this is something you can having detection rule and prevention rules. Okay, based on this IPS, if you have this IPS, you can deploy it there to protect you from this CVE codes. Okay, when it is published, it is actively exploits, and this vulnerability is impacting on how many machines. So it could be one, it could be more. Is there any threat intelligence data? Of course, yes. If they have a threat intelligence from Trend Micro, it will map you also. So it will tell you this associated emerging threats from where it is detected, the report names, what are the threat actors has been involved, what is the threat hunting queries are available. So you can copy the query and you can run it in an environment. In order to having the proactive approach, as we mentioned, we are always talking about proactive. So proactive means something you are not waiting for incident happens, so you will be in a reactive mode. So proactive means something you are preparing yourself before the attack happen. And this is what we are going to do here. So we identified the potential attack path here, and we can go into more profile details. We identified the vulnerabilities, we identified the remediation step, we identified what are the local application installed on the machine, the users has been impacted. We can see the risk graph, like how the risk graph has been connected to other assets or other machines. And then we go into more details to identify the vulnerability, and this vulnerability is impacting for how many machines, the basic details of the vulnerability. And we are connecting with the threat intelligence, so we can have the query, we can run this query into all our networks in environment and infrastructure to identify, like, if some assets has been impacted by this vulnerability. So we can run this query and we can identify that. We can have another example on the, for example, on the AWS, where we can have this VPC internet gateway. It's reached to the EC2 instances. It will tell you, like, again, there's vulnerabilities, and because of that, the attacker can be easily go through and access these machines, and this machine is critical exactly. So you can have these remediation steps as well. Okay, there are 2 remediation steps based on the descriptions, based on the IGW. You can right click on it. You can see, you can also go to the profile, asset profiles, to identify what is the EC2 instance, what are the vulnerabilities associated with it. So there are 2 risk factors with this EC2 instance. The one is the predictive analysis, which is EC2 instance facing, internet facings, and these are the remediation steps. So you can prevent from the unauthorized access from the outside. So what you're going to do, you can disconnect it. You can also patch it for the EC2 instance. There is vulnerability, well-known vulnerability. Because of that, the score is higher. Okay, so this is the vulnerability details. Okay, you can see that same thing, 6387 and 6387. The impact is very high. Who is the provider? AWS is the providers. And what are the mitigation steps? You can have this mitigation steps. You can have this endpoint and workload security. what you can do, you can prevent, you can put the IPS rule into the prevention mode. So meanwhile you are not patching it, it will be able to block it by the deep security agent or by the endpoint workload security. You can see the asset risk graph. So this assets is connecting to how many another assets, for example, your users, your VPC subnets, your security groups, your EBS volumes, and so on. The regions, you can see the region details, you can see the asset criticality, you can change it as well, you can put it to critical. This is the tags that will help you to understand your assets. More information it will provide it to you regarding this platform tabs, regarding this assets. So this is how the attack path prediction help you out to understand the potential possible ways. If you are seeing this example, you will be amazed like how many possible ways to reach out to this subnet. So it could be through VPC internet gateway to EC2 instance to IAM role to the bucket, or you can directly go to EC2 another EC2 instance to IAM role to the bucket. So this is the possible ways. So the three ways are there to reach out to this S3 bucket. Okay. Similarly, you can have another ways, more ways to do it, right? That will showcase all the possible path, and then you can take the actions. You can take the actions, okay, from here or from there. You can have more details about it. IAM rules. The more integration you have, the more flexible way to in order to overcome these attacks.